everyone. Welcome to our Creative Spark C&T Publishing Restream. Welcome wherever you're coming from, whether you're coming from C&T's Facebook or YouTube or Creative Spark's Facebook. I am here with the amazing improv quilter master, in my mind, Cindy Grisdela. Hey, Cindy.
Hey, Sophie, how are you? Hi,
I'm
everyone.
good. Welcome. I'm so excited. We're here to talk about like all things that Cindy does, including her new book. I'm gonna make her put it up. She's gonna hold up her newest book, Adventures in Improv Quilts. This is her second book, and we're gonna talk about what's different about the second book from her first book. Her first book was Artful Improv. Cindy's also an instructor on Creative Spark. So if you want to like hear from Cindy, show you how to do improv in person, you can check that out. And I'm going to put some links up in a little bit. We also are going to have a giveaway today. So if you are tuning in and you're like, hey, I'd love to win something, stay tuned through the restream and make a comment or ask a question. We love questions here. So
We love questions.
yes. So first of all, I thought I'd have Cindy just give a little quick, like, what is improv quilting? Like, how is it maybe a little different than other quilting? Just in, a quick summary. So
Yeah. So, improv quilting, kind of sometimes means different things to different people. But for me, it involves creating an original design with no pattern, no templates, and no rules. Yay.
yay.
Except, I usually set forth a few little guidelines that help me give structure to my project. So with improv, you aren't going to know what it's going to look like until it's finished, which can be really, really fun or really, really scary. And I hope that my books will help take the scary out of it.
Yes. Yeah. And I think they will. And they're really beautifully done. If you follow Cindy on social media, you would see a lot of her. You should, because and I should have put that up there. But yeah, she's got beautiful work. You can see one behind her, but there's just tons of examples in both of her books of just inspirational ideas and techniques. So, how is the newest book different from the first book? Or maybe we should talk about the first book and then the second book, or both.
Well, that's a great question, Sophie. My first book, Artful Improv, has been out for a few years, and it was designed for quilters who were just interested in dipping their toe a little bit into the improv world. And it has different techniques that I use in my work and lots of eye candy and, talk about color and design and things like that. The new book, Adventures in Improv Quilts, talks about a lot of the same things, but there's some differences. So one difference that I'm really excited about in the new book is that I offer what I call guided exercises, which give you some structure to, they're not patterns because improv isn't about patterns to me, but I do give you ideas.
And let's take a look. So Cindy was great, and she sent me some photos ahead of time. So we're going to look at some of those exercises. So here is the first one. You want to give us a little heads up on what this is about?
Exactly. So this is a quilt that I call Playing with Colors. It is a quilt that I did a few years ago. You can tell that because it uses patterned fabrics, batiks in this case. And this is the easiest of the exercises. We're just going to be making a multiple cut curve block. This block has 3 curves in it. And we're going to use the same block, just in different colors and different orientations to make this really, really cool quilt.
Yeah. Okay. And then the next one. Okay. This is the next one of the other exercises.
Yeah. So this is what an exercise from what I call my improv puzzle series. This is a great exercise for those of you who love log cabin blocks based on the traditional log cabin, but we're making it a little bit improv, a little bit wonky. I start out with a 9.5-inch block in the center, that green one with the stripes. Yeah. And then I add some different sizes and then tell you how to put it together so it'll go together nicely.
I love that one. Okay, let's go to our next. Ooh, okay. This is like, well, this is the cover artwork. So
This is the cover artwork, yes. So this is my blue confetti quilt, and this is perhaps a little bit more challenging than the other two. For those of you who have done worked improvisationally and looking for something new to kind of pique your interest or challenge you a little bit, these are large scale curves cut freehand
ooh,
without a template, without a ruler, just using your rotary cutter like a drawing tool. And this is one of the exercises in the book. I go through how I put this piece together as well.
yeah, I love that. And then we got one more example for y'all. Okay, so tell us about this one.
So this is another difference from Artful Improv to Adventures in Improv Quilts. I made these little color studies. I love color. Those of you who know me know that. But I made these little studies using techniques from Artful Improv, the angle stripes and the improv curves, and I use them to illustrate the different color palettes that I use. This is a triadic color palette with colors that are in a triangle on the color wheel. There's also monochromatic and complementary and others. And so you can make these little studies yourself to play with the idea of color relationships.
And I love that that you talk so much about color in the book. I mean, I've obviously seen the book, so there's a lot about color and how to play with it. So,
Yeah,
which I think you're a master of. Yeah,
color, I wasn't always though.
yeah.
Color is something that can be learned. And I think that I'm hoping that these little exercises that people might want to try could help you feel more comfortable with color if you're a person for whom color is a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah. Well, we're getting some great comments. Thanks, everyone. So good. I'm hoping you all do that because we do have a giveaway today. In fact, I'll kind of post that and remind you all. You have to ask a question or make a comment. And we'll announce it at the end of our restream. But we did have a question. Someone asked, here we go. Elizabeth asked, do you suggest any parameters?
So I generally, the guided exercises in Adventures in Improv Quilts offer you parameters to start with. For myself, I generally decide what color palette I want to use. So that's my first decision. And
Yeah.
then my second decision is, am I going to do a block-based design like the first two guided exercise, or I'm going to do a completely freehand design like the blue confetti quilt?
Oh, I love that. Yeah. So that's a great question. Thank you. If anyone else has questions, feel free to ask. Lots of people piping in. So the other thing that Cindy has, so she has her first book, which was Artful Improv, and then she has her newest book that we're kind of really focusing on today, which is Adventures in Improv Quilts. But she has a class on Creative Spark. So if you don't know about Creative Spark, it's C&T Publishing's online learning platform. And her first class, she was one of our first instructors on the site. Thank you, Cindy, for taking a chance with us. It was Artful Improv. So she has this really cool class. And one of the things I love about Cindy's class is a little different than some of our other classes. It's a real combination of both print content and video content. But she does an amazing job at kind of walking you through that process and kind of seeing it live, So be sure to check out her course on it's creativespark.ctpub.com. And the other thing is that she also has a Bargello class, which is a little different than improv, but I think it was something people always asked you about or something.
It was. I made this black and white and bright improv quilt way back.
Yeah.
And people always ask me about how to do it and all that. So I just made the class. I walk you through it, very gently. And the same with Artful Improv.
Yeah.
I know that people learn differently. So there's video content, there's text, there's still photos, lots of different ways to access it.
And the thing about Cindy, if any of you out there have been lucky enough to be in one of Cindy's classes before, she's just a really encouraging, approachable teacher. She's very humble too, but really supportive. So and I think also the subject matter you're teaching isn't so like you have to do it this way, and you're not like that anyways. But so it's real forgiving.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I love teaching improv because everybody comes to it with the different, different history, different situation. And, you're going to be able to create an original quilt that's going to be different from anybody else's and it's going to be different from mine as well.
yeah.
So that's pretty exciting.
It is. Monica Johnston said, Cindy's class is a great opportunity to get out of your color comfort zone. I love that. That was great,
Awesome.
Monica.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Monica.
Yeah, that's really sweet. So yeah, we're talking, if you just are tuning in, we're talking a little bit more, mostly about her, Cindy's newest book. Cindy, can you hold that up again? I know I don't have
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah. So this is it. You can find it on our website. You probably find it on Cindy's website as well. And so it's a really this is her second one. You could buy both. I mean, if I were you, I would buy both books. But I think they're great for your library on just improv in general. But I really love the idea of not using a pattern. I think so many times we all get stuck in like the rules of things, and that ability to it's scary, but like just set free. What do you have any recommendations for people that are a little like nervous about jumping in? Like, is there like a smaller thing, like what would be an easy way without feeling like I have to, like, don't do a whole quilt maybe, or, I don't know.
Yeah, you can use the techniques, the multiple cut curves perhaps from the new book, or angled stripes are also in the new book and in the first book because I use angled stripes so much. You can make pillows or placemats or table runners or something small to just give it a try. And I want to say one thing, if there's just a couple minutes of time.
Yeah.
I use mostly solids in my work for a variety of reasons. I feel like that they're more graphic and that's what I'm interested in. But I've been quilting a long time and I have a lot of prints in my stash too. And my students, sometimes want to use prints or batiks or what have you in their work. And improv techniques work with prints or solids, or sometimes they work really well with a combination of prints and solids. If you use your solids as a base and your prints as a little bit of an accent, or vice versa, don't be afraid to try just with fabric that you have on hand. You don't need to go out and buy a whole new stash of fabric to try improv. Just try it with what you've got.
I'm hoping you saw Barbara's question, because that is what Barbara was asking about. She said, any guidance about using prints? So I feel you, Barbara. I have a lot of prints. I do have a little stash of color, but she read your mind. That's right. No, I think she saw she wanted to see.
And there are some examples in the new book. Well, there are examples in both books about improv quilts made with prints or made with a combination, and also the contrasting. I've made several of my designs. I've made a solid version and a print version, and so you can take a look and see which you like better, and see which one inspires you more.
Yeah, exactly. So okay, we're gonna pick a winner, but you can hang on and we'll kind of close it up. But so we're going to pick a winner in a second. So if you haven't left a comment or asked a question, put one in there. I'm going to give you a couple.
Real fast.
There's a delay. So I have to let everyone have a moment to type and press enter and for us to receive it. So I'm going to give you we're going to do a little giveaway in about like less than a minute. So you got to put in your comment. Just say hi. That's fine too. We appreciate it. And but yes, all these books are available right now. Her classes, Artful Improv, Permission to Play is the class. And because it starts with an A, it's at the top, it's towards the top of the list. So it'll be easy to find. And then also the Fire and Ice Bargello quilt is also on Crave Spark as well. So, okay. So great. We're getting a couple other little comments. Thank you, Teresa. Yeah, I love these. Oh, good, Margaret. Do you cut all your fabrics or use leftover crumbs?
Yes.
To both.
I do both. I keep all my leftovers. I have a leftover basket overflowing, and sometimes that's where I start is from the leftover basket. Scraps or even whole units or elements that didn't make it into one of the previous quilts. Improv is a lot like sourdough bread. There's lots of ways that you can do it.
Yeah. Let's see. Sid said, so great to hear from Cindy. Love the first book. Looking forward to the newest ideas. One quick question. What have you learned from teaching this method? I'm going to say.
That's a great question. My new book is dedicated to my students because I learn as much from them as they do from me, I hope. And I learned that everyone approaches improv differently, and that a lot of times my students have really good ideas that I haven't thought about. And, so we can share them together in class, and that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so we're going to pick a winner. Okay, will you pick a number between 1 and 15?
13.
Okay. 9, 10, 11, 12,
I was born on the
13.
13th. So.
Okay. Barbara Brumbaugh. Yay, from Williamsport, PA.
Congratulations.
Yay, congratulations. Hey, I'm going to put in, you're just going to send us an email and you're going to say, I'm the winner. And we're going to give you 2 ebooks. We're going to give you her first ebook and her second ebook. So they'll come right away, which is kind of nice. You won't have to wait around. And I'm going to put in the email right now that you're going to send it to. That's our email. That's our customer service email. So if you have any questions, people, you can always send it to us there. But Barbara, yay, Barbara, you're going to send us an email. that's how it works. Cindy, I'm so glad you were able to join me. Be sure to check out her book, her classes. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. What a nice showing this morning.
Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you for your support. We love to see all the support for our amazing authors and instructors. And we hope you all have a great day. So enjoy the fall. We'll see you later.
Thank you.
Bye.